If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Live at lunch. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
What the hell's going on out here?
Now, here's Jimmy Ott and Charles Hannegriff.
Yeah, for some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
Is it live? Is it live? Is it live?
On the Beau Rivage in Biloxi, Mississippi, the beautiful BetMGM Sportsbook. Welcome to, we are in tournament mode. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Hannegriff, Jimmy Ott, Max Gotro, Jordan Kitchens back in the studio. Jig Jack Johnson with us today. Randy McKay with us today. Scott Rabelais with us today. Wes Reynolds. We got golf picks at the Valspar. We got a lot going on. Tournament's already underway with the first four. We had some upsets in college baseball last night. It is good to be back, Jimmy. Hadn't been all that long. We were most recently here for the Super Bowl, but now back for March Madness.
It's an easy ride today down here, man. A lot of excitement. And so the calm before the storm. And so, yeah, we got our usual cast of characters. See how upset our buddy Wes Reynolds will be for the for the Hoosiers not getting in. He thought they were in a couple of weeks ago. But North Carolina, I mean, that's why not play the defensive side of the floor every game? 2-3 months ago, that might would have cleared it out, but they got their chance. They made the most of it. The AD gets a little bonus, so we're all happy for that. And it's the worst San Diego State team I can remember since this run started with Fisher, then Drescher. Yeah. This is it's not a good team. And now the Mountain West Conference, 10 seeds or higher, is over their last 23 straight up. They were non-competitive.
No, they really weren't.
This is not good.
By the way, when Wes comes on, Indiana has a new coach in West Virginia's Darian DeVries, who
just one and done in Morgantown. Huh?
One and done.
Boy, the governor's going to sue him, huh?
Governor. Out of the McDermott coaching tree, and a hefty buyout to get him out of there. But Indiana gets their man, so we'll see what the coaching carousel. This is the first one to drop, and we had a not buzzer beater necessarily, but what do you want to call it? A Hail Mary, a length of the floor, a poor man's Grant Hill to Christian Laettner on the Alabama State St. Francis game last night. Length of the floor pass. It was a pass into traffic. It was kind of knocked down, knocked around. Yeah, Big Ben.
You're looking for the tip.
Hail Mary, whatever.
Yeah.
And it goes right to the Alabama State player who lays it up for the 70-68 win. St. Francis covers, but Alabama State. What a way to start the tournament, man.
Unorthodox, but the right thing. Advance the ball with the clock stopped. That's the big thing. You can't. It's not the NBA with a timeout. You don't get the ball at half court. So you got to try and, we talk about Leitner down. Tate George, if you remember, back in the 90s in Sweet 16 to eliminate the Twin Towers for Clemson, Dale Davis and Eldon Campbell. I mean, that was a length of the court pass. I mean, you really want to go back. UNLV and UNC Charlotte in the Final Four back in the 80s, early 80s, and that was a late 70s, early 80s, but that was a Cornbread Maxwell through the pass, Charlie.
Well, then that
he caught it. He caught it.
Yeah.
He put it in.
Well, that got to be the 70s. Then.
Yes. So Cornbread Maxwell. So that we got, but you have to throw the pass down there, and that's what they did. So get a little luck, and you get you could get a bunny, and that's what they got. You could see the expression by the team that lost last night to Alabama. I mean, they were just like, they knew it. It's just like, damn. I mean, you got to go for the ball.
Right. And
how often do you see it?
And you can't foul. The first thing I look for when they're going, what was the big criticism of Pitino in that Duke Kentucky game, the Grant Hill to Leitner game?
He didn't defend. Defend Grant Hill.
Didn't go at the inbounder. Didn't go at the inbounder. So that's just the first thing I'm looking for is, are you guarding them? They did. Okay, St. Francis had a player on the inbounder, and he still made – it wasn't a great throw. It was into traffic. It's all you can do. But it got there. So they did guard the inbounder. They did increase his degree of difficulty.
I think that's hindsight, though. I mean, it's just like pressuring. I mean, okay, you want to rush more, but you're going to have one less to defend. Yeah. So, I mean, it's what you coach. It's kind of like, coaches have a feel of what their best. They've certainly practiced this on both sides, and it's kind of like, some will call timeout to set up a play, and some will let trust their guards to try and get that last second shot off, and that they could catch the because when you set up, the opposing defense is going to set up. It's not like something that's not debatable, and that is you have to practice it, so therefore you execute it, and you don't foul when they're shooting, but fouling when you have a 3-point lead late. That is some. But the others, like last night, defending the passer, I'm a proponent of it. It's philosophical.
Yeah, I'm a proponent of it because you take a guy with some length, one of your longest guys.
Well, do you have one of those guys? Everybody has one.
Well, I'm not saying you got a 7-footer, but you take whoever the longest guy.
San Diego doesn't have one.
No, whoever the longest guy you got is, whatever that is, and you. For lack of a better term, you're just waving your arm.
Okay, Charlie, last night you got
that degree of difficulty.
If you defended me and I'm throwing there, I'm easily getting it over that guy, and you're going to have one less to guard at the other end.
But the ball's going to stay in the air longer. It's going to if you got to go over my guy, you got to loft it. Look. So if Leitner misses a shot, they never say anything about Pitino not.
They guarded him last night, right?
They did.
Did he get it over his head?
He did.
Okay,
he did. So it's not foolproof. I'm just saying it's my preferred.
I got you. It's philosophical. I don't have a big stance either way.
They made it. Second game. How long? I hit the sack early. Yeah, I was done at halftime. This wasn't one of those. Well, there's a run. No. This is over. No. North Carolina went out and played mad, and when they play like that, I mean, most 3-pointers they've ever hit in an NCAA tournament game. North Carolina, pretty storied program.
To go against a game for me, I hate both of these teams. Now, do you buy in that North Carolina is now going to be playing at a higher level? They did last night. San Diego State's really bad.
Yeah, I can't guarantee you that's gonna hold up. Last night they played with their hair on fire. They played mad. Are they going to play mad against Ole Miss? I don't know. It's going to be a much different type of game. I know that. I know Ole Miss is going to defend them a hell of a lot better than San Diego State did.
Yes.
So I can't guarantee they're going to play like that again.
Beard's going to win the battle of pace.
Yeah. This doesn't. We said this before the game yesterday, so I don't want to be caught up saying, well, this retroactive that we thought whether they won it or not, it doesn't justify or discredit them getting in. Whatever you thought about North Carolina getting in or not getting in on Sunday, this game doesn't have anything to do with that. It doesn't validate them, okay? Their record on Sunday was still their record on Sunday. They went out and beat the hell out of San Diego State. Good for them. I don't know if they're going to play like that again. They can't possibly shoot the ball that well again against Ole Miss, but I mean, it's just not to say they can't win.
We've seen the last teams get in. We've seen them completely flame out. We've seen them make runs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. But once again, the thing to keep in mind that the play-in. How long's it been going on, Max? I mean, probably about 15 years.
The first 4, I don't think it's been quite that long.
Okay, well, that's what do you say?
I'd say like 8 or 9.
I think it's a little bit longer than that, but
it's been at least 13 tournaments because at least one first 4 participant has advanced in 12 of 13 tournaments.
Oh, it's just 12 or 13. I'm sorry, I thought it was all 13. Okay,
so 13.
This is 14.
In between.
This is the 14th year. Okay. So, kill me, Charlie. I'm 1 year off, but that's okay. It's a tough crowd over here.
I was only
Max,
4 years off.
As soon as he crosses the state line, he turns into me. So anyway, it's they're. I play them all the time. This is not what I'm playing. I'm sorry. I'm not buying because they showed us one night. Are they a talented team? But no. I'm going to take the more consistent team. Whoever won this game last night, I was going to fade. Now, I also put out an otter locks to San Diego State. I said that line is inflated, but I hate San Diego State. It was a
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void were prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high-quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Terrible. I didn't like the game, but I put something out anyway. That went down in flames, no doubt about that. But this is not the other playing team. The winner of Texas and Xavier, I'm playing. There's no doubt about that, and there's no comparison who's had more success in the tournament between those two coaches, and we'll talk about that a little bit later as well.
Yeah, I'm not as down on Carolina as you are. They haven't lost to anybody besides Duke in like the last 6 weeks.
And who have they beaten?
That's fair.
San Diego State?
San Diego State in the bottom of the ACC. That's fair. The last team they lost to besides Duke was Clemson, who at the time was a ranked team. So, yes, I can see it either way. I'm not quite as down on them as you are. I think they could win this game against Ole Miss, but it probably will be one of the ones I pass on. I don't have to bet every game, and this is a 1.5-point spread. I can probably watch this one as interested spectator. It's not I don't think it's a good spot. I think you can make a case either way on the heels. Got 2 more games coming up today. Xavier in Texas is the headliner tonight. Xavier's a 3.5-point favorite. Texas the 14th team.
3.5 now.
It is
wow.
As of an hour ago. Let me check. Let me check real quick to make sure I'm still there. Yeah, 3.5. Xavier 3.5. And then the early game is at 5:40. Mount St. Mary's and American.
You want your 5 things? You want to?
I was thinking second segment.
Second segment. Okay.
You want to stay on
you going to class? You going to class? Huh?
Let's go to class. Let's go to school.
Dr.
Like Ric Flair used to say, let's go to school. Woo! Watched wrestling when I was a kid.
What about John Cena heel turn? Have you followed that at all?
I quit watching wrestling when I was a teenager. I quit.
Don't bring the Bruley into this.
I quit watching wrestling when I was a teenager. But anyway, let's do the quiz when we get back. Man, tomorrow in this place, one of the real popping days.
Yeah, man. Talked to a guy from VegasInsider.com. He's making a trip from Florida later this week. Our buddy Jeff G is en route. Our Auburn connection. We'll try and calm him down about that. Boy, Bruce Pearl got a little chippy when they talked about. They used the word panic. Oh, he went very sarcastic.
He's been using some real choice words here of late. He's been kind of potty mouth a little bit.
Wow, the P word.
Number one team, number one seed, and you all
I know.
Flustered, man. What's
the
deal with that?
It's the SEC Network. It just means more. Yeah, come on now, your conduct.
We're on live TV, Bruce.
You have a poor conduct in the past. You lied to the NCAA about a cookout. Mm-hmm. Come on, Bruce. But anyway, so Indiana has their coach, huh? So I guess Chris Beard is staying at Ole Miss, huh? We're going to see no coaching changes. Texas is still going to go? I still think Texas is going to go. Is he one?
It's close, man. If they get beat tonight, I could go either way. You think?
Oh,
sure?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. No, it ain't gonna be close if he loses tonight.
And is there any surprise? You know, a lot of years we see a surprise. Somebody gets beat in the tournament, gets fired the next day that we don't expect. Is there? Can we expect an unexpected move? Is there anybody that fits that category?
Hey, Charlie, he's still was the leash a little tighter on Orgeron? Even though he had a great run. Now, he had a great run, but, I mean, because he took over in the interim, if you had a coach that you went out and got from hey, he's at, TCU, and LSU hired him, he has that 19 season, he would have lasted longer. Now, you had the COVID, you had the thing, and you had some of the off-the-field stuff that they tried, but that was a quick. He made this run as an interim coach, and that's why he got the job permanently. Yeah. So the first year when Beard got fired in the beginning of the season, he made it to the Elite Eight, and they had a lead. They blew a lead to the regional final. So you got to roll it back with him. But you're still a little, you never really sought him to begin with. So
the AD that was there when he was gone was not the AD that went out.
LSU football, different situation.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the interims that
Certainly, Oliva would have had more patience than Woodward did with Orgeron.
I think.
Yeah,
so.
he made the hire.
Yeah, he made the hire.
Yeah. So maybe a bad comparison.
Steve Fisher is the poster child for the interim that he wins it all. But they were successful. I mean, he went straight from there. 2 years later, the Fab Five hit there. So that's not a good comparison either. I got to think about that one. I got to think about that one a little bit.
All right. Don't come on by and see us here at Beau Rivage if you're coming down here for March Madness. Again, we're doing shows today, tomorrow, and Friday. Get your player's card. And, man, we got the horses going. We got 4 tracks today. We got a little Gulfstream, Tampa Bay Downs. The Fairgrounds is running. And then Parks Racing out of Philadelphia. So we got that going as well. Carl Johnson, Sportsbook Manager, is with us to close out the show. Of course, we got Dana Brown at the law offices, golf consensus picks, Wes Reynolds with his picks as well. All of our contributors will let you know that in the second hour's way. Come to class, Charlie.
Live at the BetMGM Sportsbook at the Beau Rivage, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the Beau Rivage on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And today's show here from the BetMGM Sportsbook brought to you in part by Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners when it comes to retirement. No two situations are exactly alike, so let Coastal Capital Advisors work with you and your business partners, your legal team, your tax professionals. Make sure all of your goals are achieved no matter where you are in life, no matter what your income is or what your age is. Coastal Capital Advisors work out a lifetime plan for you. I know because that's what they've done for me. So get more information, talk to them, sit down, work out a lifetime plan for you with Phil Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376. Online, it's coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, member FINRA, SIPC. Okay, Professor.
All right, let's go to the top 5 things you need to know about this tournament. First of all, we're talking about Tom Izzo, Izzo in March, and I can remember people, I'm taking Tom Izzo. I mean, it's not Michigan State. Coaching matters. The number 1 seeds, half of the coaches have combined for 43 tournament wins. The other half, 4. Sampson, 26, and Pearl, 17. The other side, Golden, 0, Shire, 4.
Okay.
Big deal or not?
I don't think it's a big deal with Shire because he's been on that bench with Krzyzewski for so damn long. I tend to give – I'm thinking about – you remember when Bill Guthridge took over for Dean Smith and he got them back to the Final Four. North Carolina
got smoked by Utah.
Well, but they got
San
to the Final
Antonio.
Four. Okay, I mean it's not like they got smoked in the first round. So I kind of give Shai a little bit like that. He knows what the deal is at Duke. Golden's a little bit different. He has not. He's not had any real tournament success as a player or coach. So bigger deal for Florida, I think, than Duke.
All right, number 2. Here's one of the best tempo games. Missouri and Drake. Missouri is 8th in the country out of 364 teams in scoring. Drake 279. Drake gonna slow him down?
It's easier.
They're gonna slow him down. I don't know.
It's easier to slow it down and speed it up. But my thing is, what happens if you fall behind 10? You know, are you still slowing it down? I mean, if you look up at the second TV timeout and there's 11 minutes to go in the first half and you're down a dozen, can you? I mean, the sense of urgency seems like it ramps up there. So, yeah, it's Tyson. Everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. Everybody wants to slow it down until you're down a dozen.
Sitting on the courtyard on a beautiful day and doing my first half unders and shopping, before I hit the state line and lines and things like that. And then I said, oh, no, not these two. The 2 first-round matchups that I just could not take the first half under? You have any idea? Huh?
Well, let me peruse this for a minute. I would say that I'm going to say Auburn and Alabama State, or did you just leave that one? Alone?
No.
Alabama and Robert Morris.
There's one.
The second one.
The second one has the 2 teams are both in the top 25 in the country in scoring. Again,
how to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1, go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2, collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3, play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4, unleash your excitement.
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
top 25 out of 364 teams is a big deal. One averages 82, one averages 84. The Akron Zips like to get up and down, Charlie.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Not
they are a willing participant in the transition game. So, Arizona, Akron, and Bama, Robert Morris. Robert Morris's offensive efficiency numbers or their tempo, they're top 100, top 80, I think. But Bama's the number one scoring team in the country at 91 points a game. I think they're getting 100. Check their team total. If you get a chance with Alabama against Robert Morris, I would say it's probably right there, about 91 or so.
My other guess was going to be Troy in Kentucky.
Oh, very good one. You know what? That's one I didn't mention, but I didn't play that one as well. You heard me say Houston can't win it, huh?
Yeah, and you're going to hear me say that Houston can. So,
well, on paper, they should win it. Look at that. We know about their defense, right? Number 2 in the country in defensive efficiency. St. John's just passed them up. We know they're committed to defense. We know they recruit a certain style. Their culture is a certain style. They are going to defend and rebound. Nobody has defended and rebound like Houston since Kelvin Sampson's been there. The last 10 years or so. This is not a new deal.
Yeah.
But what is a new deal? They shoot 39.7% from three-point range for the season as a team. Rounded, do the math, Mike from Blackman. 40% threes translate to 60% from twos, okay? L.J. Cryer, 43% from three. Emmanuel Sharp, 42.6% from three. Milos Uzan, 41% from three. Charlie, what do I go to the bathroom every time they light it up? I mean, what am I not seeing with this Houston team still do some of their ugly offensive sets? But these numbers on paper, this is the team. I mean, I don't know.
75% of their offensive threes are being shot by guys that shoot at 39% or better, okay? That's most of their minutes. I mean, the big guy, Roberts, doesn't shoot any. But the other four are all good shooters, okay? This is where all their minutes are coming from. We had a station survey on LouisianaSports.net yesterday. They asked everybody to pick their national champion, to pick a dark horse. I picked Houston. Everything you just said, 19-1 in the Big 12, 19-1 in any conference as a whole. They have lost one game since December the 1st. It was a 1-point game to Texas Tech. They have played Alabama. They have played Auburn. They played them. They lost both games, but they played them both close. They were both 5-point games. They've got the coach, and I think they've got a manageable bracket, Jimmy, where we look at manageable brackets.
I think they're better bracket. No, I like their bracket.
Yeah.
No.
They're my pick. I don't know if they're going to win it, but they're my pick to win this thing. And I got plus 625 yesterday. That's plenty enough for me with a number one seed.
My eyes in the paper is just, these are not made up. They just still do some things that are really ugly. I discounted their wins against Texas Tech and Iowa State that week because Iowa State was down 31 points and Texas Tech was down 30 points. That's a big deal. You saw when Texas Tech just sat them again. They lost in a Big 12 tournament to Arizona on a neutral. I know it's a long time ago. They lost to San Diego State.
Yeah, that was in December. No, I'm sorry, that was in November. Actually,
oh no, it was a long time ago. There is no doubt.
And they're another one of those ones. And this doesn't guarantee anything because we've seen Gonzaga knock on the door and never quite get over the hump. But the last 4 years, Jimmy, they're in the Sweet 16, they're in the Elite Eight, they're in the Final Four. At some point, do they get over that hump? They're my pick.
All right, Charlie. And then finally, you better know it, Aniwa Pulikitis.
I don't know how to say it.
Well, you know who they are, right?
Yeah. Say that again.
Aniwa Pulikitis.
I can't spell it.
All right, here we go. First of all, Aniwa Tate Jones. Tate Jones is his last name. It's hyphenated. He is the 6'6" senior swing guy, averaging 20 a game for the Tritons of the University of California, San Diego. That's right, the Tritons, not the Toreros, not University of San Diego, University of California.
Not the Aztecs either.
That's right, not the Aztecs as well. He's from New Zealand. Aniwa Tate Jones.
How long have you been practicing it? All morning?
The whole ride. Okay. And then John Pulikitis is the 6'6" senior guard for the Ivy League entry. No stranger to the tournament. They've been here 4 times in like the last 6-7 years, back-to-back years, and it's John Pulikitis, the 6'6" senior guard, and 3 straight years he has shot at least 40% from three-point range. He was the star last year against Auburn. He scored 28. 2 names you got to know, man. Aniwa Pulikitis.
Can I practice during the break?
Come on, Charlie!
I know I can't spell them, that's for sure.
Yes, indeed. Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds at Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings. 296-0060. Full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional services. What you get when you dial 296-0060. Our great staff at Legacy Title. Ashley Bonham-Donald, Mariana Broussard-Haynes, Adrian Reescalata, Michael Platt, and the Smiths, Natalie and Bradford Smith. And, of course, Chad Reynolds. Buying, building, refinancing, nobody chooses but you. Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Live at the Beau Rivage, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the Beau Rivage on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Show's always available on the band. LouisianaSports.net, 104.5 ESPN.com.
Big dog, Randy McKay, this time of the year, March Madness. Let's see who in his group are eyeing down. How you doing, Randy?
I'm doing pretty well. Just getting ready and going to the first games are on Thursday in Denver. Get to see the Montana Grizzlies and Wisconsin and VCU and BYU, so I'll get to see a couple pretty decent games there.
Okay, all right, nice. That BYU VCU game is great. Like North Carolina, San Diego State were 2 teams I want to bet against last night. Those are 2 teams I want to bet on. In BYU and VCU. That is a great game, man. Really, really good game. Who you leaning toward? You got any opinions on it?
Well, I'll get to my first half selections, but that's probably going to be one of them here, laying the one here with BYU.
Okay.
ECU kind of got the short end of the draw there, and yeah, like you were saying too. I wish these two teams weren't playing each other because I like to bet them against other teams. Feel like both could make noise if they weren't playing each other, but sometimes that's how this committee works. They like to, these dangerous mid-majors, they'll pair up against each other to eliminate them and get their blue bloods in there for the viewership and the greedy money.
Yeah, well, so we think, was part of the reason you bring in, you bring in a North Carolina to the tournament when it's it's borderline decision. But, I mean, the least blue blood out of anybody, a team that's never been before, our friends over at in La Jolla, the Tritons, the most bet on every sports book. Here we're at the Beau Rivage BetMGM. Every sports book that I've heard or talked to, that is Troy Macker from Bet Rivers told us Monday, said the number one most popular bet is Michigan. The number two most popular bet is UC San Diego. I mean, the handle usually converts pretty much every time. Translates to ratings. The Tritons got a little underdog, got a little build up, a little juice heading into this one. It does seem to be like a pros versus Joes, though, man. I mean, it seems like every experienced handicapper is taking UC San Diego, and every walk-up Johnny is taking Michigan in this one, especially after the Big Ten tournament champion.
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1, go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2, collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3, play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games, all for free?
Step 4, unleash your excitement.
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Chip run.
Yeah, and our group numbers favor Michigan here, so I'm going to be part of the other side here, unfortunately for most, little contrarian type play here. So, I keep hearing this thing that Michigan turns the ball over, and you see San Diego's going to take advantage of that. But are the Big Ten guards worse than the guards in the Big West? Or let's see how that plays out, and let's see if they can handle that size of Michigan inside if they don't have turnover problems. So,
this is
some of these
biggest
popular matchups don't always work out for the for the underdog side here.
Well, Michigan is when you watch them play this year, they're unlike anybody else in the country. And that is, we talk about, Michigan's got a size advantage. They got the, two 7-footers. That's fine, but one of them is their primary ball handler, in Wolf, and he has been turnover prone. He's barely over 1-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, and for a primary ball handler, that's about as bad as it gets. And I got to think that, UC San Diego, the Tritons are going to try and force him into some turnovers before they can lean on them in a half-court set.
Yeah, and I'll trust Dusty May, who's been through the wars of an NCAA tournament with that prior club there that he took all the way to the Final Four. So I'll trust Dusty May a little bit more than this, up-and-coming coach here for San Diego. So slight favor for me on the Michigan side.
Max, you've been doing a research on the Tritons coach, huh?
Yeah, so he's been there.
Max is trying to get him to Baton Rouge, Randy.
That's not going to happen.
All right.
Yeah,
you got another year
for a second, but he's Olin, Mike Olin, something like Eric Olin. That's his name. He's been there for a long time and came up from Division II. This is their 4th year in Division I, so they're finally qualified, actually. You got to sit out a while as well. And grew them from a nothing D2 school, got them up to where they were a really good school the COVID year when the Division I tournament got canceled. So I think they had one loss that year in Division II, so they were going to be really good that year. Unfortunately, the tournament got canceled. Made it up to Division I now, and in its 4th year, they're a pretty relevant team, I'd say, in Division I.
Randy, who else you guys looking at?
Well, getting back to that, too, maybe he'll come into LSU and be like North Dakota native Del Brown. Maybe he'll bring back LSU to that kind of.
There you go. There you go.
And he's from right down the road in Mobile.
He's from Mobile?
Went to Spring Hill. So.
Wow. Okay.
Awesome.
How about that?
How old is he?
He is 44.
Okay.
Perfect.
Box checking, Jimmy. Box checking.
Yes. He checks the boxes. No question about that. So from Mobile to La Jolla. There you go. All right. Okay.
Been there his whole coaching career, too.
Randy, who else you guys on?
Now, we got 6 pregame plays for Thursday and Friday, and then I got 5 first halves I'm looking at on Thursday and 6 first halves on Friday, if you want me to get to all of them.
All right, let's go to the 6 pregames.
The 6 pregames is 7:52. We laid the points there with St. John's. You know, that kind of comes out to, laid the 18.5 opener, and that's right around that same thing. There's some 19s out there, but I feel like this Nebraska-Omaha team out of the Summit, who I'm real familiar with, is going to struggle against this kind of defense. So look at that one. And we already mentioned Michigan. We're on that side. 762, we laid the big number there, the biggest number with Houston. You know, seeing this SI Edwards team is really going to struggle, and that game looked cheap there, where some people think that's too many points, but we see Houston laying the big number. Don't like to lay big numbers, but this is how the numbers worked out for us. And another big number we laid was Alabama minus 22 there in that game they have in the first round. So I like that, even with the injury concerns there with Nelson, but feel that they should be able to cover that. And one big underdog we have is Grand Canyon. We took the plus 11, another kind of popular, underdog side, but we feel that with their experience, they can get there with that number, and even a potential outright upset there against a Maryland squad.
Okay. What Grand Canyon's going Thursday or Friday? Friday
at 3:30. They're
they're
10.5 is what
10.5 is what we currently have here at the Beau Rivage. Plus 10.5. Okay, that's 5 of them. Which one did we miss?
Oh, I missed Purdue against High Point there. High Point has an injury.
I mean,
I'm not real high on this.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Team, but lay the 8 there with Purdue.
Okay, we know Purdue's on a late season slide, but you don't have to forget them altogether.
But he's low on High Point.
What's that?
Low on High Point.
There you go. Purdue is minus 8.5 right here. That is an early game tomorrow on True TV, 11:40 tip our time. All right, you said you have a few first half picks.
Yeah, and here's how I attack the first half. And, of course, there's not that many lines out right now. There'll be more day of game. Unfortunately, it's a limited market right now, so I'm kind of going by what some of these openers are. Like Wofford here getting 11.5 against Tennessee. Feel like they can, these little schools usually can hang in the first half, and then, of course, the cream rises to the crop here in the second half. And that's what definitely happened last year during the NCAA tournament. A lot of these, big underdogs did cover the first half and didn't cover for the game.
Okay.
Feel like this might happen here with Wofford. And also you might get like plus 11.5 first half is a pretty good number compared to 19 for the game. And another one you like is Drake, which is also a pretty popular underdog pick, getting at least 3.5 first half. I see that lines up to 7 some pregame, so Missouri getting the action there. Another one on Thursday, Yale, pretty popular with a lot of people. Like a better first half, getting plus 4.
Okay. If
you can get that. The game I'm going to, like Montana the first half. Feel like they can hang against, an early game. And Wisconsin might come out. Wisconsin's a hit-and-miss team from 3. And then one favorite I like in the other game I'm going to is, instead of laying this 3.5 with BYU, laying just 1 the first half.
Yeah, you gave us that earlier. Okay. Yeah, that's what happened last year in the tournament where the dog and maybe the big favorite overlooks. The lower seeded teams, maybe coming out, and they get a little bit of a wake up call at half. But that was sort of the case over the weekend as well in the conference tournaments. Where Wisconsin is the favorite, and they're winning by double digits. No, but they were the favorite. That was actually backwards, but like Creighton had a second half lead against St. John's. They race right through it and cover easily. Arizona had a second half lead against Houston. Similar situation right there. So some of those, who was the other ones? Oh, and UC San Diego was down a second half to Cal Irvine. And Irvine came all the way back and not just winning, but covering as well. So Duke was another one, down in the second half to Louisville. Came back and not only won, but covered as well. All right, so you going to games in Denver, huh?
Yeah, going to the games, the two early games in Denver, and then back here for a little casino drawing afterwards. So hopefully hit that as well. But then I got 6 first halves on Friday that I looked at as well.
I mean, what are you drawing for? I mean, anything from bonus chips to a convertible Corvette. I mean, what are you getting, huh?
It's a new car.
5,000 free play.
5,000 free play. There you go. Work the system. You never miss a trick. And I'll tell you what, there's no doubt about that. Very good stuff. Randy, great stuff, man. Got a lot of plays today. Tremendous insight, and enjoy the altitude in Denver. Maybe whiskey won't be too tired after playing.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Off the court at like 6 o'clock on Sunday night.
Yeah, and then Friday I'll text you guys the first halves I like there. So there's like 6 underdogs I'm looking at there as well for the first half as far as my angle works out for them.
Let's do it. Let me know. Preferably before 10 a.m. Mountain Time, tip time. So if you can.
Sure.
If you get them. All right, brother. Thank you, man. This is great stuff. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks, guys, and good luck, everybody out there.
United Community Bank, with locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 50 years. United Community Bank, your business is our business. We support the hardworking folks behind local business, from initial startup loans to ongoing planning and assessment. United Community Bank is here for you. Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, David Henry, Prentice Wilkes. Stop on by and see how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Live at the Beau Rivage, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the Beau Rivage on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Back here at the Beau Rivage live at lunch. LSU baseball, an 11-1 winner against UNO last night. A real nice outing for Jaden Newt, who went a season-high 4 innings. He's been working his way back basically for 3 years from that injury. He's a very, very highly rated prospect 3 years ago. Tommy John really knocked him out. But a very good outing last night. 4 innings, only gave up 1 run and only 1 walk. Jacob Mayers and Cooper Williams finished up. Tigers blasting away. Jared Jones had 4 hits last night. He hit his 8th home run of the season. Ethan Fry has done a really nice job since getting some playing time going back to last Friday. He had a really nice weekend, and he had a big night again last night. Hit 2 more balls out of the park. Also, Cade Arambidi got the start behind the plate. He had a home run. LSU pounded out 13 hits and run-ruled UNO 11-1. Jay Johnson was hoping for more innings from more pitchers last night. This is all you can do against this competition. You go and you take care of them. Not everybody does. Last night, Texas saw their 17-game winning streak come to an end. UTSA beat them 8-7 in 12 innings and then taunted them on social media. Max, you get a kick out of that.
I did.
They said, we ain't little brother. A little horns down action.
Wait.
Their conference won't find them.
UTSA beat Texas last night.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They were giving them the
business. Oh, okay.
Tennessee fell for the first time. East Tennessee State beats them 7-6. That was in extra innings. Number 5, Florida State lost last 9-3 to Mercer. Ole Miss lost to Southern Miss, although Southern Miss is ranked. That's not really an upset, but probably got a few people's attention that Southern Miss beat Ole Miss last night. So these, the midweek games are what they are. I'm not going to get into the whole what a midweek games debate again, but LSU an easy winner. Not everybody was. They go to Texas this weekend. Said it a bunch, okay? You played 22 games, all right? You have left on the season 34 games. 27 of those 34 games are going to be against better teams than you have played at all this season except for Dallas Baptist. So price of poker goes up starting on Friday night. When we expect to see 3 left-handers for Texas over the weekend, Max?
Yeah, you think LSU's lineup's pretty well balanced to face lefties?
Not only, and a lot of people asked why with Tanner Reeves going as well as he was, why they made the change at third base and put Braswell in this past weekend. And it's real simple. You get a left-handed batter that doesn't have a huge amount of at-bats against a left-handed pitcher, and he's got to see 3 starters. Put the right-hander with some experience in there, and Braswell had a really good weekend. Not just the bunts, but he had some really nice at-bats, I thought, the rest of the weekend. And Ethan Fry is important because he's the other right-handed bat in that outfield. Curiel and Stanfield are going to play every day, but if you're going to have Brown in the outfield, if Fry's going to DH, you get a righty-lefty there. If you end up in a platoon situation at some point, Fry's another right-handed bat out there, and you got plenty of left-handed bats, another right-handed bat to balance it out.
I know some fans have been a little bit they've excited with what they've seen with Tanner Reeves, and they kind of maybe want to see more of a move to him taking over a little bit more at third base. I will just remind you that Braswell didn't start great last year either in hitting, and he was one of your best hitters in SEC play. These are different pitchers they're going to face now, so he's got good experience against top-level pitchers in this conference, so that's something to keep in mind. You're going to continue to see Braswell get some reps because they would trust him based on what he did last year.
I also think Braswell's a slightly better glove over there. I don't think there's a huge gap, but I think he's a slightly better glove over there at third base. I expect to see that platoon continue for the foreseeable future. Hour number 2 coming straight ahead. We are at the BetMGM Sportsbook at the Beau Rivage where the NCAA tournament, well, tonight, but really tomorrow, gets underway. Live at the Beau, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the Beau Rivage on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Back here at the Beau Rivage, live at lunch. Of course, we'll be here for the NCAA tournament the next couple of days. Looking forward to a big day of basketball tomorrow and Friday. And, of course, Saturday and Sunday here if you want to make the short drive down to the coast here at the beautiful BetMGM Sportsbook at the Beau Rivage. Let's bring in Scott Rabelais from the Advocate. Rab, how you doing?
I'm here. Tell him I can hear him.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I'm here.
Where is it that you are? The women's basketball team doesn't have to make a trip. They get to stay at home. Although you're going to be up kind of late this Saturday night.
Well, actually, I'm going to be in Birmingham for the SEC Gymnastics Championship.
Oh, that's right. You're going to gymnastics. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will be able to cover the meet and then write and then be able to watch the end of the game because it's so late. It was ridiculous. The last game of the night. LSU, playing a Central Time Zone team. I know they're playing a West Coast team, but still, it's kind of ridiculous.
Okay, somebody's got to play in the late time slot. So my thing is, are they Was this really screwy, or was there something else that kind of fit? Because I'm looking at, where these other games are, and somebody was going to get stuck with this. We go through this with baseball every year. There's only a certain amount of West Coast teams that qualify for this thing, and somebody's got to play late. So did LSU get hosed, or is there just nowhere else to put them?
I suppose, but I mean, it's still very it's still very late. I mean, I just think if you're a seed like that, you should get a little better consideration. I don't know. I just thought it was very late, and
I know everybody's up in arms about it. It's a 9:15 start, and that's not what anybody wants. But like I said, somebody's got to play late.
Scott, on the men's side, Wisconsin finished playing about 5:30 Central Time Sunday, and they're sending them. They're a protected seed. They're playing early Thursday, which is ridiculous in the altitude in Denver. I mean, you've got the number one overall seed in the tournament is going to play a quasi-road game if Louisville advances an hour and 15 minutes from their campus at Rupp Arena. I mean, some things are really, really, really unforgivable. We could debate if North Carolina needs to get into it, but some of these things are just really – it's inexcusable.
They could have put the California – there's 2 games in L.A. They could have put those games at this time.
Cal and Miss State are playing at 4:30.
Yeah,
they could play.
Okay, all right. So is that the
NCAA tournament, or is that ESPN who's televising it?
I think it's ESPN.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So you want?
Oh yeah.
So you want the money, or you want to?
Can I quote my man Jerry DiNardo for a second? He goes, "You guys want to quit playing these games at 2:30 in the afternoon? We can go back to losing." You're good. They're going to put you in prime time.
There isn't one of my sponsors. I tell them how to run their business.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's how DiNardo said. He goes,
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1, go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2, collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3, play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games, all for free?
Step 4, unleash your excitement.
Woohoo! Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Getting all aggravated with the day games. Like, we can go back to playing all night games when we're not on television.
Yeah.
All right, Scott, what kind of draw did they get, in your opinion?
I don't think it was too bad. I mean, you get the 1 seed UCLA, who's the overall number 1, and that's fine. Although Dom Staley's upset about it, but of course she's looking for something to be upset about. LSU beat them last year in the Sweet 16. There's a lot of similarities between the two teams. It would be a tough assignment, but it could be done. But and then as far as the 2 seed, they didn't get UConn. They got NC State, who LSU beat by 17. I know it was back in November in the Bahamas, but it's a team that they beat, and they have they're a 2 seed, and they finished better than LSU, but LSU's got a better net and things like that. Certainly more wins. So I don't think it was that bad a draw. Florida State obviously is a bit of a scary team with Latson. They're the leading scorer in the country, averaging 25 points a game. They should brush by San Diego State with not too much trouble, and then you get to the Sweet 16. That's where things get interesting. You could play at NC State. That was LSU's toughest game 2 years ago in the whole tournament. Was their game with Utah in the Sweet 16, and they're certainly their closest game. So those can be very dicey. It was a battle last year with UCLA, but I think they got a chance. But guys, it comes down to, are all 3 of the big 3 healthy, and can they get some great? They're going to have to get some great supporting cast performances from Samaya Smith or a Kaylin Gilbert or one of the point guards. They got to have it. It can't just be those 3 players.
So nobody except the players themselves, Flau'jae Johnson and Anissa Morrow, know exactly how they feel, and they're not going to know exactly how they're going to feel on game day until game day. But what are they saying? What are you hearing about where they're? Are there any limitations at this point as we're a few days away?
I think the good news is that Morrow. I think if they'd beaten Texas in the SEC semifinal, she probably would have played in the final. She probably would have insisted on playing. I think she's going to be fine. It was just a foot sprain. Yeah, they were both in walking boots Sunday at the selection show watch party at the PMAC, but I think she would be fine, and she's probably kind of dealt with some of this stuff before, with the foot injury. I think it's been kind of a lingering thing. Flaugier is a little different. I was talking to Chessa Boucher from WVLA, who played college basketball, and she said shin splints don't go away, and certainly not in 3 weeks. So she's still going to be dealing with some pain. They're going to have to bring her along slowly. I think Kim Mulkey would love to get a big enough lead, be far enough ahead of San Diego State Saturday night where she just has to play Flaugier 20 to 25 minutes. I think she'll start and think she'll play. When we were leaving the arena Sunday night, we saw her out there working out on the court, working on some jump shots and stuff like that. So she was out there immediately, obviously without her boot on, doing that. And Kim said they're both good to go. So we will see what it is. But I think Flaugier is more of a concern. And I think they're going to have to really watch her minutes, watch her pitch count as the games move forward.
To me, I know she's going to play. I know she's going to go out there and she's going to gut it out. What makes me nervous is she had these same shin splints. They were obviously, this is 3 weeks ago, when they played at Alabama, and she played the whole game, but she shot 2 for 12, and she didn't look like herself to me in that game. That's one of her, I think that's her lowest scoring output of the year in Southeastern Conference play, certainly for a game that she played the whole way. So my question is not whether she's going to play, it's is she going to be compromised, because she clearly was in that game. The shin splints have had 3 weeks to heal. They don't maybe not go away, but that's going to be the real question for me, Scott, is how compromised is she, if at all?
No question. And I don't think we know that until she gets out there and plays. She's look. I think it's something that has built up and bothers her more over the course of the season. She looked tremendous at the start of the season. I mean, I know they were playing. Some weak teams in the non-conference schedule, other than NC State. But I think this is gradually taking more of a toll. And look, she's having the maximum amount of time that she can rest, right? She didn't play in the regular season finale against Ole Miss. She didn't play in the SEC tournament. They're playing late Saturday night, and that's the silver lining for LSU. Is that it's the maximum amount of time that she can get to rest.
Quit complaining. They're trying to give Flaugier some rest. Quit complaining about the game time.
Tell me I'm pulling for the golf course. You're pulling for the network. Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm not.
You're rooting for the network?
Not at all. You must have really loved it. That's compelling golf last week at Sawgrass. If you were rooting for the golf course, the golf course had its moments. The golf course definitely had its moments last week. Scott, you've been saying for a while now that you think there's 6 or 7 teams that can win the whole thing. Give me your list. 6 or 7 teams that could legitimately win the whole women's tournament.
Certainly the 4 number 1 seeds, UCLA, USC, South Carolina, and Texas, UConn, Notre Dame, and LSU. I think that's definitely a list there. And Notre Dame and LSU are both 3 seeds. No team lower than the 3 seed has ever won the women's tournament. So I think you can make that cutoff right there. LSU to be that team again, they've got it. I mean, any team would love to have Gino Ari, any coach. Don Staley, and we would love to have this nucleus that LSU has with Flaugier, with Anissa, with Michaela. Michaela Williams, by the way, can play just about any position. She's like Magic Johnson out there. She can play the point guard. She can play the small forward. She can be, obviously, the shooting guard. When she's on, she's really on, and they're tough to beat. But, I think it's more wide open than ever. Now, watch we get 4 number 1 seeds make it to the Final Four again or something like that. But it doesn't usually happen in the women's tournament as much as people think. So I think it's more open. Are we going to get like a true Cinderella, like a double-digit seed make it to the Final Four? No, I don't think so. But I think there's a large group of contenders there who could cut down the nets in Tampa, and you wouldn't be too surprised.
One thing surprised me about that bracket. I thought for sure, and the NCAA does this, I thought for sure that TCU was going to be in the same bracket as LSU, and that they were going to have Haley Van Lith against LSU. What a turnaround at TCU! They're 2 seed this year. I think it was 2 years ago they were holding open tryouts just to fill a team.
Big 12 player of the year, huh?
Was she?
I think so.
I know she was their lead.
So.
Yeah,
she was. She was player of the year and tournament MVP.
I thought that would be one of their storylines, that they would, if they were going to be a 2 seed and LSU was going to be a 3 seed, they were going to be in the same bracket. So it surprised me a little bit that they weren't, I guess.
They are going to play Louisville if Louisville beats Nebraska. They are.
That's her other ex team. That's right. So
yeah.
I guess they figured that was more compelling storyline. Okay, tell me what's on the line here in the gymnastics, the SEC championship meet, with the Tigers already having won a share of the regular season title, and in line to be one of the favorites for the NCAA tournament. What's on the line for them? I understand the tournament championship's on the line, but seeding, future people coming back from it. What's on the line for them this weekend?
Yeah, I mean it's the championship. I mean they're number 2 in the country. There's 4 regionals. They'll be announced on Monday. They're locked into being a number 1 seed. One thing about NQS scoring that we're in now, this formula they use that people can't understand. Your score doesn't ever really go down because you just keep counting the top 6 scores. So they're locked into being a number 1 seed. They could be the number 1 overall seed if they win and Oklahoma falters a little bit. I wouldn't count on Oklahoma faltering too much. And it's a championship. LSU won to share the regular season title with Oklahoma. They both finished 7-1. LSU beat Oklahoma, but yes, they're co-champions. And but this is the traditional championship. This is the championship meet they've had since 1981. And this is usually, in the past, the only SEC championship that there was. And, of course, the individual championships will be determined. LSU's got 4 gymnasts who won a total of 5 SEC titles at last year's meet in New Orleans. So it's a big deal, and it's I tell you what, you'd be hard pressed to have 4 better teams in one of the national semifinals in April in Fort Worth than you have in this final. In this session Saturday night with number 1 Oklahoma, number 2 LSU, number 3 Florida, and number 7 Missouri. I think I doubt you'd have a semifinal that has that many highly ranked teams. As Jake.
Looking for excitement? Chumba Casino is here. Play anytime, play anywhere. Play on the train, play at the store, play at home, play when you're bored. Play today for your chance to win and get daily bonuses when you log in. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay. Chumba Casino is free to play.
Experience social gameplay like never before. Go to Chumba Casino right now to play hundreds of games, including online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Live the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Clark said it's going to be a slobber knocker, and I think you see LSU winning. I could see them finishing 3rd probably, and it wouldn't detract from anything you would think about their chances of winning the national championship again. Either way.
So in other words, it's a typical conference championship tournament, just like basketball, just like baseball, just like softball. The hay's mostly in the barn. This is for you're just getting yourself ready for the bigger events down the way. Scott, we appreciate.
Hold on. I got Scott an update.
Oh, go ahead.
Check this one out, Scott. So LSU's playing. What's it? 9 o'clock local time or past 9 o'clock local time?
Yeah.
How? Kim Mulkey, she's got a few wins in the tournament as a coach, huh? 50, 60, 60. 60.
60 something, yeah.
Another coach on the men's side, his team is playing past 9 o'clock this week. Tom Izzo, he's got 56 tournament wins. And in the latest local time, Coach, the guy's taking more teams to the tournament than ever. Rick Pitino is scheduled to tip off local time 10:45 at night. It will be later than that. He has 54 wins. You are penalized. Once you get 50 tournament wins, you're playing late at night. They're trying to even the playing field, try to make the coaches go to sleep, before they can do it. So
I got a little. That's a good stat, Jimmy. I didn't even look at that.
We're full of it, Charlie.
We're definitely full of it. I got a little soft spot for late games at the PMAC from 1986.
Yeah.
Purdue out of the tournament.
I did not do well with my.
Were y'all there?
Yes. My history exam score the next day it was affected. Let's just say that.
I was still in high school, old man. I was still in high school, but I did watch it the whole way.
And add to the official attendance, because I walked in, they didn't take our tickets.
No.
So I got on the phone, called a couple of buddies, students, said, meet me at this gate. I got 2 extra.
Would that game finish up right before midnight?
About midnight. Yeah. Maybe even after. Yeah.
One amazing Kim Mulkey stat. She lost her very first NCAA tournament game at Baylor. They were one and done her very first year. She is 21-0 in the first round since then. That's pretty good.
And I will say this, and of course the Saturday game as well was a classic, and probably my first real Jim Hawthorne memorable call. That we wanted to listen to it over and over when we're in school. Beating Memphis State.
Yes, Memphis,
with Deal, plain dealing, baby. Put back.
Anthony Wilson.
I was working in sports information at LSU at the time. My job, I was a spotter for the play-by-play typist, Debbie Polito. Remember her typewriter burned up during the LSU Loyola Marymount game in 1990? And so everyone else is running around, doing all these jobs. My job was to sit there and watch all 6 games that they played in the first and second rounds, and tell her, what to type in the play-by-play, for the official box score. And so I was great. I just had a courtside seat for all of it, and it was wonderful.
So when Mulkey starts stomping, say, look, Patino and Izzo getting the same business.
That's right.
Now come on, it's
a little bit of calm, act like it's 1986.
She'll take that real well.
Rad, appreciate it. Talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
All right, Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial or residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, even 8x40 feet. Not just one size, and these units can be customized for any use. Lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers, for welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage. How about our Workbox, our home boxes for residential use, for storage and moving. So you load it up right there in your driveway, and then we transport it for you. And so it's not all at once. You can do it at your own pace as well. Give my buddy Martin Padiel and Workbox a call at 343-4886 and WorkboxLLC.com.
Live at the Beau Rivage, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Thibodeau store. Time to get your yard, your garden, your flower beds all into shape. Right now, the Thibodeau store has got lots of ways that you can save money on the website. The Scott's 4-step program for seeding your lawn, all of these are on a big discount right now as we begin in spring. Tomorrow, first day of spring. Your Scott's turf builders are on special right now. Your garden hoses, your garden tools are on special right now. Your wheelbarrows, your wagons, anything you need to use in the yard to get going right now, your spreaders, your seeders, your potting and topsoils, your weed control, all of them available right now on the website, doitbest.com/Thibodeau/store. Many of these items are available for delivery, including their Cajun cooking specialty cookware. They ship that right to your door. If you're going into the store, 900 St. Patrick Highway, be sure to check out the huge selection of grills, because once you get the yard looking good, you want to sit out on the back patio, grill up some good eats. Lots of grills to choose from, including the big green egg cookers for the ultimate cooking experience. And lots of fishing gear available as well at 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux. And online, doitbest.com/Thibodeau-store.
East, north to south, but we're heading west. It's Wes Reynolds from VSiN.
Got a new coach in Bloomington, Indiana, do we?
Wes, what you think?
Look, I feel a lot bit better about this hire than I did the last two. So I guess it's that old line from the movie Cocktail. Anything else is always something better. And I think that applies here when you compare to Mike Woodson. But he wasn't the first choice, but the more and more I kind of read about him a little bit, I'm like, maybe this is going to work out here because I think he's had a lot of success. He's kind of, he's put it in the dirt, shall we say. He's earned it. He was a longtime assistant at Creighton under Dana Altman and Greg McDermott. Of course, I think really took Drake to the next level and took a Drake program that was really down and, got them consistently to win in 24, 25 games. And I thought had a better season at West Virginia than maybe meets the eye. I thought they were the team that really got job not being in the NCAA tournament. But excited to have him, excited to turn the page and hopefully get Indiana back into the upper echelon of the sport.
So on this day, the last two times, what was your biggest concern about the previous two coaches?
Well, with Mike Woodson, obviously no college experience
Right.
and no recruiting experience, and just, you can kind of see early on he wasn't really playing a modern style of basketball because I had heard, he's going to bring NBA concepts. I'm like, well, where are the NBA concepts? He brought the NBA concepts, I guess, from like 1990 and not the 2020s where it's like play through the post all the time. It's like, no, man, you got to spread it out and shoot a bunch of threes. And then with Archie Miller, it was more like, you know what? Okay, a nice run at Dayton. But Dayton's kind of a place where everybody wins, right? Everybody has been successful at Dayton. It's always been a really good program, and I thought maybe we bought into one tournament run. So we'll see what happens here. I think DeVries is going to end up being a solid choice. He wasn't the one I wanted. You know who I wanted, the guy up in Michigan, but our chance to get him was last year had Indiana did what North Carolina did to Matt Doherty and handled family business that way. So we didn't do that, so onward we go with Coach DeVries.
All right. Your thoughts on Indiana getting left out? Surprised?
I didn't think they deserved to be in. I thought they should have been in over North Carolina. That sounds ridiculous to say after what we watched last night, but you kind of knew North Carolina was at least going to have a good effort. I didn't think they were going to dominate San Diego State, but I laid money line with them. I just thought it was a good spot, but I thought they had the better profile than North Carolina. North Carolina had one quad one win. I would have had North Carolina and Xavier, Indiana, and West Virginia in. But, Indiana had a lot of their chances, guys. They had so many chances to get quality wins and then just couldn't come up with them, even though they had more than North Carolina did. So Indiana really kind of has nobody to blame but themselves for being left out, and that's another reason why they hired a new coach and had the press conference this morning.
Here's one for you, Wes. Since this is going to expanded to 64 teams back in 1985, there have been 39 preseason unranked teams that got a 1 or 2 seed. This year, we've got 2 of them. Makes it 41. And they are St. John's and, Max, who is the other one? And,
Michigan State.
And Michigan State. St. John's and Michigan State. Of the 39 times that this has happened, you know how many Final Fours they have, Wes? 0. Concerned?
Yeah. I would be for St. John's and Michigan State. I don't think that they're going to be in the Final Four. And they also, when you look, and I don't want to be a slave to this angle necessarily, but when you look, going all the way back to 1997, there was only one time where a team didn't meet these parameters. That was 2014 UConn with they were a 7 seed. Shabazz Napier just hit every big shot he took in the tournament. But every national champion either rated in the top 25 in offensive efficiency in the Ken Palm, and then you combine that rating too, and they were less than 50 offense and defense. St. John's number 1 defensively, but they're in the high 60s offensively. I'm not as high on them as the market. I worry about them not being able to hit shots. And if you have a team that they play that St. John's can't force turnovers or take the ball away from, I actually think Pitino's guys might have a short stay in the tournament. Michigan State, I could see getting to the Sweet 16, but they're not a team that shoots the 3 ball very well either. They're like right around 30%, just like St. John's is. Just teams haven't been hitting threes against them. But eventually, it just takes one time in the NCAA tournament for that to regress and to regress very hard. So I'm not very long on St. John's or Michigan State's chances.
All right, individual games. Who you got the Thursday and Friday that you're on already?
Yeah, I'll look at a couple of the Thursday games. I guess I'm on America's upset here, which is a little bit cause for concern, but I took UC San Diego over Michigan. As much as I praise my guy, my former IU classmate, Dusty May, I think this is a tough spot for the Michigan Wolverines. They come off that, Big Ten tournament where they won all 3 games as an underdog, beat Purdue, Maryland, Wisconsin 3 days in a row. That physical grind of a tournament. Then you got to go play on Thursday. Granted, it's the night session, but you got to travel out there to Denver at altitude and play this UCSD team that's very good defensively. They are second best in the country at turning you over, despite the fact that they don't press. And then, that shows how well coached they are and how connected they are. And Michigan has some issues with turnovers. So I did play UC San Diego plus the points. Also played VCU against BYU, even though VCU's got to go out to altitude. Now some money's come back on BYU here. But I have that for Thursday. I have Purdue High Point over the total. I think that's going to be a higher scoring game. Would lean High Point in the points, but a lot of people seem to like that. But I think high scoring game there with High Point Purdue, low scoring game with McNeese State and Clemson, who both these teams, by the way, like to press. McNeese and Will Wade, they like to speed you up, and you guys know that watching Will at LSU, whereas Clemson likes to press and they like to slow you down. So kind of an interesting contrast of styles there for the Thursday games. And then Friday, I took a little piece of Memphis getting 2.5 against Colorado State, and that's not because of the Mountain West fade, which came to fruition last night. I just wonder, I was like, why is Colorado State 2.5 over Memphis? I feel like Memphis is getting shortchanged here, and maybe it's the Tyrese Hunter situation. We'll see if he goes on Friday, but I thought that line was backwards. I would have made Memphis a small favorite over Colorado State.
You saw in their conference final on Sunday that line went from 8 to 4 because of his, his availability was knocked out. So I think that's what Colorado State is hot, But damn, I mean, man, the Mountain West Conference has struggled in this tournament with 23 straight double-digit seeds in a row have gone down straight up. Counting last night, I mean that's a hell of a run. So, but man, Colorado State is, it's hard for me not to back them. Man, I've been kind of on them lately. They weren't favored in the last 3 games in Las Vegas, huh? The quarter, semis, and finals.
Yeah, and now you get a role reversal here. And I was on Colorado State too a couple times in the Mountain West tournament, but you're going to have a coaching change also with that team because Nico Medved is going to take the Minnesota job. And then Ali Farouk-Manesh is good. The former Northern Iowa player is going to take over at Colorado State. So sometimes you wonder with these coaching changes, where it's like, okay, coach is leaving us and how these teams are going to react. Some of them are like, okay, this is our last time together. Let's all band together. And then sometimes, it starts to play in their mind a little bit. So that, I think, is at least a little bit of a concern for me.
All right, Wes, so the Valspar tonight, this weekend, and here we go. You got the serious, tea time advantages for the Thursday a.m., Friday p.m. group.
Yeah, you do, and that's how I played most of my cards, save for one. Maybe the market overreacted to the draw bias, but when I looked and saw 30-mile-an-hour gusts in the afternoon, and you saw like 8 to 10 in the morning, that's certainly, I think, going to be an advantage. So I was looking at this, no real true favorite here, but not going to play my guy Tommy Fleetwood at 10 to 1. If he beats you, he beats you when he's going for his first PGA Tour win. Can't play him that low. So I went with a pair of Kims at the top of my card. Tom Kim at around 33 to 1 is where I bet on the opener, and then Michael Kim at 40 to 1. Tom Kim led the field, by the way, last week in strokes gained approach at the Players. Just couldn't make a putt. Maybe it goes better this week. And then Michael Kim, who everybody loved last week because he was on that run where he was 2nd, 13th, 6th, and 4th, and then he misses the cut by a shot at the Players. So I'll buy on the dip here a little bit with Michael Kim. The one guy I did tease that I did mention that I played who's in the tougher end of the draw, and I just played it on the price bump when it went from 28 to 45 to 1. I played Will Zalatoris. I think he might be close to being back, despite how it went sideways for him on Saturday when he was tied for the lead, by the way, on the back nine at the Players on Saturday, and then really the worst of the wind came. He took a quad on 14, and then he did what we sometimes do as bettors, Jimmy, where he goes on tilt, where you lose a couple in a row, and you're like, oh man, I got to get it back, and then you end up just compounding the damage and having a bad day. And that's basically what Zalatoris did, but I'm willing to forgive that and come back to him here. And then longer price guys, Jacob Bridgman, 66 to 1, second 3 weeks ago at the Cognizant behind Joe Highsmith, and then was a top 15 the next week at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Top 100 for the first time in his career in the OWGR last week based on making the cut at the Players, so a good career milestone. Think he could go well this week. Christian Bezuidenhout at 80 to 1, top 10 here at Copperhead last year. If you look at the ball striking numbers, those aren't pretty. But if you look at the short game numbers, they're maybe some of the best in the world, and certainly the best on the PGA Tour with the scrambling, stroke gain around the green, putting as well. So Bezuidenhout 80-1. Nikolai Højgaard on 100-1. He really, on all my stat categories I was looking at, I kept seeing his name over and over again when you look at approach, when you look at stroke gain putting, greens at regulation, bogey avoidance, 3-putt avoidance. All things I looked at this week. He was right up there on the list. So he'll hit the greens and grind out the pars. I think Nikolai will go well. And then one guy that ended up being on the first page of the leaderboard last week was a PGA Tour rookie by the name of Danny Walker at 125-1. 6th last week at the Players, 2nd for stroke gain off the tee, 6th for greens and regulation. He got the last spot in the field as an alternate and took advantage of it last week. I think he keeps that momentum going. So Danny Walker 125-1.
Very good, Wes. A lot of stuff, man. We appreciate it, brother, and good luck to you this opening weekend of March Madness. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you, Wes.
Same to you guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, Charlie. So come back. Our Dana Brown, the law offices of O.C. Brown, consensus picks, and we also, talk to the man, Jack Johnson, over here, and see what we have in store for us for our friends coming in for this weekend for March Madness.
Yeah, we got to get him now because he's going to be busy.
Yes.
These next few days are going to be very, very busy. Don't forget, over at Total Maintenance, you know what? You got those things that you need to get fixed right now. Nobody wants to go to bed hot. They don't want to go to bed cold. You want to go to bed comfortable. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance for your AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop, both in New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Full service staffs in both areas. Authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units. Generac and Cummings generators for all your electrical and plumbing needs as well. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance. Live at lunch from the Beau Rivage, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the Beau Rivage on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Golf consensus picks, Jordan?
Our Wednesday consensus golf picks are brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown.
Yes, indeed. Let's get to it right now. So Max is busy with his day job right now, but here he is. He's got Sepp Straka, Michael Kim, Jacob Bridgman, and then he has some bombs. Roy Sigg, S-I-G-G, Schenk, S-C-H-E-N-K, Fisk, and Webb Simpson. I haven't heard Webb Simpson, man, since right after COVID. We used to ride him.
That guy won the U.S. Open one year. He's all right in my book.
He won that South Carolina tournament 1 year. That was the second tournament after COVID. He all right in my book, Charlie. There you go.
How do you bet a guy named Shank?
That's a tough name for a golfer, right?
Well, hello, Jig Jack. What's happening?
What's going on?
Yes, you said Shank is not a good golf term.
I would have changed my name a long time ago.
So our other contributor, Jeff, has Fleetwood, Straka, Michael Kim, Hovland, and Riley. So we have a consensus. A common pick is Jacob Bridgman. Right here at the Beau Rivage and at BetMGM, it is 55-1. And in a unanimous pick of all three of our contributors, Michael Kim, right now here at Beau Rivage at BetMGM, is 33-1. So we're going to, I guess on my way back from Tuscaloosa, I'll cash that ticket on Sunday evening over here. You know, huh?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Absolutely.
I mean, the old boomerang trip here. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, back on Sunday after Parents' Weekend in Tuscaloosa.
You're a world traveler, brother. You got it made. I say this all the time. I want your life. You got it made.
Well, we part of our life is you making sure we got room over here during March Madness. So right. We got it done, and man, it's exciting, huh?
It is. Just talking to the buffet whisperer right here earlier.
Yes.
The best betting 4 days of the year, in my opinion. I mean, including the Super Bowl. I mean, the Super Bowl, you got a little rush coming up to it. You got 2 weeks to bet it, but this is the best betting. If you're a sports bettor, this is the best time of the year, I believe.
Are they the people that walk up here are they betting some of those first half totals for a race to 15s?
Well, so they'll do that. Yeah, they'll do that tomorrow. That's always a huge market. I mean, and
which one?
The race to 15s or 20s or whatever. Always a huge market for that. Very popular, especially amongst the younger crowds. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but you get some of them dogs. Those 15, 20-point dogs.
Right.
They can get to 15 first. You see that a lot. You see these weaker teams, if you want to call them that. You see them jump out to these big leads sometimes.
You know what it feels like? It feels like gambling. It doesn't feel like handicapping or trying to price. The race to 15 to me feels like straight gambling.
Yeah.
It's the attention span. I mean, it's kind of the new thing. I guess when did that start catch a little momentum? About 5, 6.
Yeah, about 5, 6 years ago. I mean, it became very popular when I was at Mirage. I mean, that was when they introduced that market. That was the most popular market. I mean, it just was. And it's continued. So now we got player props and all that stuff. We don't have them for college basketball, but I guess what I'm saying is now the player props for football and NBA basketball have become extremely popular.
Any significant liability on the champion to make Final Four? Sort of the future action.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of been set that way the whole year. We got a lot of money, a lot of liability on Auburn.
Okay.
With Florida's spurt. Look, let's talk about this first. We got 14 SEC teams in this tournament. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's so huge for us.
Yeah.
It helps spread the money around, in some of the liability that we got with Auburn. So, the good thing about it is you got 4 or 5 SEC teams that they can make a deep run. I mean, this could be really interesting this year, and that's going to help us take some of that liability. I'm sure we'll get pretty good action on that leading up to the start of the tournament tomorrow. A lot of money coming in on Florida right now. I've got Florida to win it, so we'll see. And then we've a lot of people have been touting Michigan State. I've noticed some money coming in on Michigan State here lately. Maybe the best value of a tournament that you could say of a tournament team that you could say might have a chance to win it. I think you can get them at like 22, 23 to 1 right now. So
I've been in this. I've been here for March Madness the last couple of years, and you had some Arkansas fans here, and you had some Tennessee fans.
Yeah.
These two teams tip off tomorrow night within 20 minutes of each other.
Yeah.
How do you decide who gets on the big screen?
Well, I mean, we always decide by money.
Okay.
That way it takes out maybe my opinion of who I.
So when they complain, you say you need to bet more on your team.
Very democratic.
That's right.
Very democratic.
I think that's just the fairest way. If you got more money on a game or more tickets or.
So Thursday, Bama and Mississippi State tip off 25 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
From each other, huh? Right out the chute.
Yeah, it'll be
State's
Alabama.
The first game, Bama's the second game.
Alabama, I mean, we get, even though we're in the state of Mississippi, right? We will probably have more Alabama fans in the building than we will Mississippi State.
They bet North Carolina last night, I would assume?
Yes.
Yeah.
Carl, everybody loves to fill out a bracket that's got some upsets in it, but that's for free. How much of these straight underdogs do you guys get action on? They'll come up. Hey, look, everybody knows there's going to be upsets. Just a matter of picking which ones.
Yeah.
How much action on the big dogs? I'm talking about the double digit dogs.
Surprisingly, Charlie, you have more people, because that's all you hear now is everybody knows these upsets are coming.
Right.
They see these big inflated numbers, and for this event, for March Madness, especially the first couple of days, you have more people that play underdogs in this game than any other sport.
Really?
Yes.
So no matter, football, basketball, baseball, but it's March. They love to bet the dogs.
They love it.
More, they'll put their money where their mouth is.
They love it, and rightfully
so. Now, is it
it
split money where it's just kind of even, or are you actually gonna be pulling for some of the favorites?
We're going to be pulling for some of the favorites.
Okay.
Look, we had a guy that I've been noticing him and talking to him for the last couple of years. He comes up to the county. He was here yesterday. He played every money line dog for $100 a pop.
Okay.
For Thursday and Friday, and I looked his stuff up. We haven't beaten him in 3 years.
The 16-1s. He's got the money.
Oh
line.
yeah. And like I was telling him, it's actually a great way to play if you got the money to do it that way, because really all you need is one of those 28-point dogs on the money line to win.
I might throw out the 16 seeds and play the other, play the rest of them. But I guess we had 2 of those happen in the history of the tournament. I think I might throw those 4 out. Play the rest of them, though.
Don't forget our Dana Brown, our golf picks this week. Again, one unanimous pick. That's Michael Kim. Michael Kim is 33-1 here at the Beau Rivage at BetMGM. And then Jacob Bridgman. 55-1 at BetMGM. Brought to you by our good friends Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown. Your law firm for a lifetime, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com. Never a charge for the initial consultation. Both Charlie and I have used Dana's team of specialized attorneys for different reasons at different stages of our lives and never hesitated to recommend to our friends as well. Downtown, Dana Brown, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com. Carl, stay with us. We'll come back and wrap things up here from the Beau Rivage March Madness at 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from the Beau Rivage on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
One quick football note. Vikings are tired of Aaron Rodgers' crap, too. They said they're going rolling with J.J. McCarthy. Rodgers, get on down the road somewhere else. The beat goes on.
Huh?
That's it.
Carl, what else, brother? What's get us updated? I mean, just the sports book. What do you all booked, reserved? I mean, we're doing any other type of anything else going on promotion wise or things like that?
Yeah, no, just a lot of action here in the book.
Okay.
It's a lot of food specials and drink specials like that.
Okay.
And that's what I alluded to earlier. With the 14 teams in there, what it does for us is that it keeps our guests engaged all day long. That's going to help with food and beverage. That's going to help with the tables. It just helps the overall casino quite a bit. So we're expecting heavy handle. Hadn't received any large wagers like right now, but that'll be coming. And
check with us in the morning.
yeah. So it's going to be a great week, great weekend.
Who you got? I know you said you picked Florida to win it all. Who you like besides that? I mean, in a game, in a region, whatever.
I like this St. John's team. I got Florida beating St. John's.
I think that could be the game of the tournament in the regional finals.
Yeah. Michigan State. I'm high on Michigan State. I think during the regular season they were underdogs 9 times, and they won 7 of those outright, and they covered all 9. So they're playing really good. I like the value there at like 22-1. That's what I'm looking for. I mean, right now We got Duke in Florida.
There you go.
At plus 3.25.
Carl, we're looking forward to it, brother.
Yep.
Charlie, keep Charlie straight. That's your job this week.
The buffet whisperer.
Huh? Coming out tomorrow at 11 o'clock from all of us here at the Beau Rivage. Jordan Kinch is back in the studio. I'm Charles Sandiger saying thank you and good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest. Life comes at you fast, which is why it's important to find some time to relax. A little you time. Enter Chumba Casino. With no download required, you can jump on anytime, anywhere for the chance to redeem some serious prizes. So treat yourself with Chumba Casino and play over 100 online casino-style games, all for free. Go to ChumbaCasino.com to collect your free welcome bonus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.